I'm Allie Reddy, former national fitness trainer, personal and group life coach to over 50,000 people, founder of Allie Reddy Events, and chaser of my most outlandish dreams. This is the place for you if you are ready to ask bigger and better questions of yourself so that you can truly activate a life you love. This is the place for you if you want to get ideas from others who are activating a life that they love. Finally, this is the place for you if you're ready to stop playing small and start shining your light so you can give others permission to do the same. Join me each week for an inspiring message or an interview so you too can activate a life you love. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Now let's head over to the show. Welcome back to the Activate a Life You Love podcast. I'm Allie Reddy, your host, and today's show is all about how, with just a few simple steps, how you can completely change your entire day, just taking 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever time you have allotted to really shift the way that you are experiencing your thoughts and your actions and your behaviors. And so my husband loves to call this my power hour. And today I want to talk about this because I've had quite a few people from the podcast reach out to me and say, hey, you've been talking a little bit about this in previous episodes about how powerful this has been for you. And I'm curious how I can really implement this in my own life because I don't necessarily have an hour right off the bat. I've got to get the kids off to school and I've got to run out the door to work and all that stuff. So I completely understand where you're coming from. And so today I want to help you really create your own, maybe it's, 15 minutes of power, whatever that looks like for you, so that you can continuously own your thoughts and your day and your power, so that things don't throw you off. That's really the whole intention behind this. This is why I started this practice over 2 months ago, was that I just needed a change. I was tired of feeling like I was reacting to the world the minute that I got out of bed. And so I'm going to walk you through just 5 simple steps of things that I implement every single morning. And I do take probably more like an hour and a half, but that includes my exercise as well. So again, don't think that yours has to look like mine. Make it your own. You can split this up into pieces. What I really would recommend, though, is trying to take at least 5 to 7 minutes when you first wake up to implement a few of these things. And that's how I started. You guys, I did not start with an hour and a half. I started with 5 to 7 minutes because I needed it to seem really doable, really reasonable. And then you get really, in a positive way, you get really addicted to how it feels to just be so calm and so engaged and so present when you first wake up, that then it turned into 20 minutes and then that turned into 30 minutes. And now I've worked my way up to almost an hour and a half. So again, please don't be intimidated by the process. Make this your own because it's your life and you got to do what works for you. So the very first thing that I do when I get out of bed is I roll out of bed and I no longer sleep with my phone in the room. So I don't have to worry about, grabbing my phone or anything. And I immediately go into our office, and that's where I spend most of my time for this power hour. And I start immediately by reading a chapter or 2 of a book. You could listen to a podcast, whatever works for you. Something short, maybe it's just a 1 page. Maybe you have one of those journals that's like a 365-day journal that has like a little paragraph that's inspiring. Whatever that is, the idea is to start those first few thoughts in the morning and really making them positive and really building on that success. I want you to think of these like building blocks, so each one we're stacking a little bit higher and a little bit higher so that your thoughts, you feel so in control of your thoughts and so powerful in that sense that, when you go about your day, when you go to work, when your kid finally wakes up, you feel so calm that things don't shake you near as much as they might have if you didn't take the time to do this. So you get to decide what that looks like. I read a chapter or 2 of a book. And then the second thing that I do is I immediately go and I journal, and I just do a 1-page, I've got one of those old school notebooks that I used to use in like 7th grade, and that works for me. But again, use what you want. I like the physicality of actually, using the pen to paper. You could type this, make it your own, you guys. I can't stress that enough. You will do something when it feels right for you. So take this in stride, let what's going to land, and then create your own. Create your own power hour, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it looks like. So I will journal. And I'm very specific about the things that I journal. And so it's been an evolution as far as the journaling goes. But I immediately, start off with almost a full page of just, gratitude. And in that gratitude, I am already giving thanks for the things that I dream and desire in the future as if they are already in the present. So there's so much power in that when you are truly connected with what you know in your heart and soul is what you're supposed to be doing, is what you're supposed to be having in your life. Maybe you want to manifest a partner, and so you are going to continuously write, thank you so much for bring me this incredible partner who fills my life with so much joy and love and passion. Maybe you are trying to manifest, oh gosh, I don't know. Maybe you've just moved somewhere and you want to manifest a new friend. So you always want to be writing stuff as if you already have it. There's just so much power in doing that. That sends a signal to God, the universe, whatever you believe. Again, it doesn't really matter what you believe, because this is applicable across the board. We are sending a signal that we are so grateful for what we believe we already have. And so that lets whatever you believe know that you're ready, that you're in that vibration, and that your thoughts and where you're currently at in your life, you are ready for that. Now, that's not to say that it's going to show up tomorrow. I've got a girlfriend who's been doing this for quite a while. She wants to manifest a partner, and she's been doing it for quite a while. So sometimes we have to be patient. Sometimes things will show up. I've experienced many times throughout the last couple months where all of a sudden things will just pop up like the very next day. And then there's been other things that take quite a bit longer. So I just encourage you to be patient, stay the course. You're going to start to notice little signs coming up. Even if what you ultimately want hasn't shown up yet, there's going to be little signs along the way that show you that, like, okay, wow, this is really working. This is really powerful stuff. It's really cool. It's a lot like magic, I feel like. And if you guys remember, I used to talk about the book Think and Grow Rich, and it's there's so much to be said for gratitude, because when you're in that state, you can truly attract anything you want into your life. Who you are is what you are attracting into your life. So it's been a really cool experience that I have had, and I've shared with many of my friends, and they're doing it. And that's why they've reached out and said, okay, like, how do I break this up into bite-sized pieces so I can, really make this happen on a consistent basis? Okay, so the third thing that I do is I meditate. Maybe you pray. There's so many different things that you can do here, but the idea is just the total silence, the quiet time. Now, I actually prefer a guided meditation. So I'll use, I've got Spotify, and so I follow a bunch of people that have like guided meditations and stuff like that. And so I'll, lay down with a blanket and stuff like that. And I will do that for anywhere from 6 to 15 minutes, just kind of depends. Sometimes I'll do that twice throughout the day. So again, if you're listening to this and you're like, okay, how do I fit this all in? My biggest recommendation would be, do something inspiring in the morning. It could just be 30 seconds, 60 seconds. Journal for just a quick bit. Maybe you're not doing a full page. Maybe you're just doing 2 or 3 things. Awesome. And then for the meditation piece, even just a minute of quiet time. That's how I began. Because for me, it was intimidating to think about, doing 15 minutes of silence. It's difficult, but it's very, very calming and very peaceful for the mind. That's one of the reasons I love taking, yoga is that it forces me to slow down, and I always after the class, I'm so glad that I did it. So I'll do that for, between 6 and 15 minutes, that guided meditation. And then I'll do some type of exercise. So for me, I'm a big walker, so I typically walk every day, multiple times a day. That's where I get my best thoughts and ideas, and it's just so beautiful to be outside here. So sometimes I'll go to the gym, but I'm usually always walking, and maybe you've got to get off to work. So maybe the exercise piece is going to come for you, the middle of your work day. Maybe you go and work out on your lunch break, or maybe you go and you work out after work. So don't worry about that piece. If you can fit something in, even just a 5-minute, maybe a few push-ups or something like that, there's so much to be said for movement, So when we are in motion, it creates emotion, which is one of the biggest reasons why, for me, I am so productive when I'm moving. So, if I'm stuck on something and I'm trying to create or come up with an idea for my business or something else, I will immediately go out and walk, and almost instantly things will start flowing to me. So when we are in motion, we are creating emotion. And when I take my hour walks in the morning, I have begun doing something that I learned from someone very special who told me that there is such huge power in something called an incantation. And it can be a little bit uncomfortable in the beginning, but an incantation is it's either a mantra or a few sentences, something that completely changes your physiology. And so I will literally walk around the neighborhood, and I usually have like my pump it up song in my earbuds, and I will say my mantra for the day. So for example, maybe I'm going to be walking around and saying something like, I own my power. And I'm doing it from the belly with so much grit and passion. It completely changes my physiology. It completely changes the whole feeling in my body. If I went outside feeling, kind of tired that day, it immediately energizes me. And so I know people often say, well, this is so bizarre. Like, I don't understand the benefit. But what it does is it really shifts your body into this new state. And when there's something really specific that you are working on or that you're struggling with, when you can repeat that, when you can get it into your body, when you can really start to believe it in your gut. And I'm talking like, I'm saying this between 5 and 10 minutes over and over and over again. And it's a workout. It is a legit workout. When I first started, I could only do like a minute or two because I would be panting. But I have to say that this single thing has been one of the biggest game changers in me shifting my confidence, me truly embodying and embracing the feelings that I want to have. So maybe this is a little bit woo-woo for you. Maybe you're just not sure if you want to try it. I would really recommend just give it a shot. Maybe you're only going to do it for 30 seconds. But the incantations have been such an important piece in my journey, in my morning hour of power, that I would truly just give it a shot. Again, you get to create your perfect recipe here, what your perfect power hour, 15 minutes looks like throughout your day. So the benefit of doing this in the morning is that you will notice almost immediately after a few days of this that you are more calm. You show up better for the world. You are happier. What you're doing is connecting so deeply with yourself before you are having to react to the world, that you take ownership of your life. And then that way, when things show up, you're in a much clearer state of mind that you can say, okay, this normally would kind of ruffle my feathers, but here's how I want to approach it. And it's been a really, really powerful tool. So I don't look at my phone for about the first hour and a half, unless I'm taking it on my walk with me. And then, I'm really just using it for the musical purposes. But if you can at least take the first 10, 15 minutes of your day, as long as you can, and not look at your phone, you will feel an immense amount of relief and especially relief in anxiety. So give that a shot. Let me know. I know that a lot of you have been writing me, so I really hope that this was helpful. I would love to hear from you what things you decided to implement in your power time, because this has been the biggest game changer in really like rocketing my my success during my day. Everything that I have been able to attract to me has started with this really, really simple morning practice. So I hope you'll give it a shot. The only other thing that I do is I drink a big glass of water while I'm doing my practice in the morning. Just wanted to kind of add that in, not a huge thing, but get creative. Feel free to make this your own. And I'm so excited to just hear how it's impacting you, because so many of my friends have been doing this. They've been texting me their journal entries and being like, hey, this is so cool. Like I feel so much better, and I'm putting pen to paper about what I really want. And it's really, really, really had a powerful impact. So I hope you'll come along for the ride. I hope you'll give this a shot. And I hope that you have a fantastic Monday. I really hope that this serves you, not just this week, but moving forward. You know, if you can really be consistent with stuff like this, I promise you, you will notice a big difference in your life. You know, because I believe that the way we do one thing is the way that we do everything. So if you can make time for yourself and your thoughts and really, really setting the tone for your day, I know that you're just going to feel so much better. And I know that ultimately that's what this life is all about. How can we feel our best? How can we show up our best? How can we really do our best? So I'm wishing you all lots of love this week. I'll see you back here on Friday for your very first Motivational Friday short podcast. You guys shoot me any questions or comments you have. Let me know about your hour of power, and I will see you back here soon. Take care.